Pokimane. She found out why her editor was taking so long to edit her videos and why he wasn't able to meet deadlines. And it really boiled down to him being a creep and him spending a little bit too much time with Vaseline in his hand.
Time to talk. Hey, do you have time to talk? I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines. And I said, oh, like, great. Hopefully this is something that we can fix. Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself. I was trying to pick which word to use. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. When I tell you I've never halted a conversation so fast, because I'm like, you are the person that I send like hours of footage to. I don't want to know what you're. Hey.
It's very disgusting because this is somebody that, you know, she hired to handle her business and they have a business relationship. And so for him to be doing something so perverted to her film is really beyond me. And the fact that he could not get the stuff edited in a good amount of time says a lot about him and his addiction to her. It's an obsession at this particular point. Because, yo, you can't stop touching yourself to edit her stuff. Like, what exactly are you particularly seeing? Because doesn't she game and stuff like that? I know she had the cookie things or whatever, but it's really beyond me that someone would be doing that. And if he's taking this unedited footage, it would make me think that he's actually stored some of her footage that he's probably keeping in his personal collection. Now, if he's doing this with her, I would assume that he's doing this with other people as well, because things like this just don't start overnight. And I don't know whether or not he thought telling her would make her feel like somewhat sympathetic or, you know, she might also be into him. But I feel like that's something that he should keep to himself. Now that he shared this with her, I'm pretty sure she relieved him of his duties. And he should probably go seek help. Because to me, that's unnatural. That you're doing this to someone that you work with. Now, perhaps he already had a crush on her before he started editing her videos.
I don't want to know what you're jacking it to. I don't want to know more. I shouldn't even know how much I know right now. I shouldn't know. But I felt so bad. And I have firsthand experience kind of seeing how much. Ew, don't. Where's that sentence going? I have firsthand experience seeing other people struggle with addiction. So firsthand, shut up. I mean, like, I've seen people that I've even lived with struggle with addiction. So when he's like, you know, like, this is like an addiction of mine, I genuinely felt really, really bad. So I still paid him for months.
Okay, so this is what I'm
Okay, so first and foremost, I wouldn't have paid him for months. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. That would have been his last day. And if we were in a contract, that could have been a cause to end a contract. Because, sir, I'm not sending you no more footage. I'm not going to help with your addiction, as she says. I'm going to let you go do what you need to do. You and I cannot be in a business partnership any longer. Because I feel like you violated me in some type of way. Now, I'm glad that you felt comfortable sharing this with me. But under no way, shape, or form would this relationship ever continue. Ever. Because to me, like, yo, you send me your footage. First, I'ma go ahead and touch myself to it, and then I'm gonna send it to you to upload. But he been playing with his hands so much, he can't even get her the footage on time. He can't even meet deadlines. That's sick.
I didn't want to be the reason that he like didn't have enough money. I don't know, you know? Was it extremely inappropriate of him to tell me? Yeah. I also didn't tell anyone for years, and then years later I told my manager, and she looks at me like this. was like, bitch, the fuck? I was like, yeah, I was too shy to tell anyone.
First and foremost, she ignorant. She touched. I don't want to be the reason why he doesn't have any money. No, he's the reason why he doesn't have any money. He put himself in that particular situation by violating your trust, him playing out his fantasies with your footage that you sent over to him for him to edit, him not meeting his deadlines because he's too deep in his addiction concerning you. So he would have lost his money because of his addiction. And hopefully that would have pushed him to go seek help. Like, you're not getting any more money from me, sir. And I would ask that you delete any footage that you have in your secret files of me. Please.
Yeah, it was a little kooky beans. But like, there is no guidebook on what to do in a situation like that. You know what I mean?
There is a guidebook. Fire him. Get rid of him. That's the guidebook. Fire him. Have some respect for yourself and have some respect for your brand. And have some respect for him because his behavior should not be tolerated. His behavior was inappropriate. You gotta teach people how to treat you. And if he's doing this to your footage, it's a high likelihood that he's doing this to someone else's. He has this secret obsession with you. And luckily for her, I don't think she ever met this man in person. But it could have became stalkerish and dangerous.
Fuck! Fire him? Am I even allowed to fire someone because they're jacking off too much? I don't know!
Now she being funny. Yes, you're allowed to fire him for inappropriate behavior. You can also fire him because he was consistently turning in his work late. So you have calls like, come on. Like, you're not just firing him just because. You're firing him because of his inappropriate behavior that he confessed to you. If this was a regular 9 to 5 in the editing division of his job and he will go off to the side while he's supposed to be editing and played with his hand, they would fire him when they found out what he was doing because it's inappropriate and it's unethical. You know what I mean? There's certain standards that you should have, and he's broken them.
It's like, is that prejudicial? Is that prejudicial? I will say, like, I really, really have a soft spot for addiction. And I explain why in next week's podcast episode. I tell a story that I've never told before, and you guys will understand why, both in this instance and why I've been so outspoken against the promotion of gambling on Twitch and how important regulations around things that are addictive are. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, y'all get it, right?
No, I don't, because you should have fired a boy. Like, you can have a soft spot for addiction, but you can also be strong when it comes to that. Having a soft spot doesn't mean you allow someone to continue to do something that they shouldn't do. Because that type of behavior feeds into their addiction, and they feel like they can just do what they want to do when they want to do it. And people that have addictions, they look for ways to take advantage of people in situations to get what they want. And so you firing him would have cut off his supply, raw footage supply at least, because obviously you're a streamer. He can log onto your screen on your stream and replay it all the time. Okay, but apparently, you'll cut off that connection that you have with him. No more raw footage. You and I will not be communicating whatsoever.